Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi guys, my name is Alifa Mahmudya Jasmine. In this video, I will explain something about my department. My department is physics, so I will explain about wave. Okay, I will explain about wave definition first. In a wave that can spread is a gain wave, not intermediate, in the form of wave, which ideally follow the sign movements. Wave consists of two types, namely longitudinal waves and transversal wave. In this discussion, I will explain about definition wave and their types. For a full review, let's see what are waves. Wave is a vibration wherein vibration that move from one place to another using certain media. Even wave can move without passing through a media intermediately, such as vacuum. From this, it can be concluded that the existence of a wave is an oscillation that can be repeated and can propagate through a particular media or without intermediate media, or a wave is vibration that can spread. In addition, the shift is in media because of change of form, which can cause spring so that the wave can spread and energy can move from one place to another without the presence of a media that can move in a permanent way. Waveforms adapt to sinusoidal motion, in addition to electromagnetic radiation and the possibility of gravitational radiation that can travel through a vacuum. Waves occur in the medium or caused by a change in a shape that can result in a spring force. Where wave travel and energy can move from one place to another without the media particles moving in the permanent day, or the same as not in mass. The media can also be called with the provisions including the following. The first is limited. Limited is if the wave has been limited, then called unlimited wave. The second is uniform. If physical properties cannot change at different points. Third is isotropic. If the physical properties are the same in the different direction. Fourth, or the last, is linear. If the presence of a wave is at certain point in the medium that can be added. Okay, I will explain types of wave. The first is transversal and longitudinal wave are two different types of wave besides one of direction of their vibration. Vibration and wave are quite widely used for daily life. Example of the use of vibration and wave are on radar. Radar can track the motion of an aircraft even in the dark. Radar can find objects by emitting high-frequency radio wave to the object and track its reflection. In this way, the radar can get the aircraft to find a safe path. Based on the direction of vibration, wave can be divided into two, namely transverse wave and longitudinal wave. Transverse wave vibration in the form of the fillet and hills, while the direction of vibration in longitudinal wave in the form of density and strength. In transversal wave, the length of the one transverse is expressed in one hill and one fillet. Draw the length of the transverse wave consisting of one hill and one fillet. Transverse wave characteristic is The direction of the propagation is perpendicular to the direction of the vibration. Transverse wave in the form of hills and valley. Okay, I will explain example of transverse wave. The example is wave on a rope. Second is wave on the surface of the water. The last is light wave. Okay, the second is longitudinal wave. Longitudinal wave are waves whose vibrational direction coincides or is parallel with the direction of wave propagation. Longitudinal waveforms can be seen through a slinky with one end tied of a pole. The slinky is stretched and jerked so that the density and strain will form in the slinky. The more tenuous part of the slinky is called a stretch, whereas the most tight slinky part is called the density. In longitudinal wave, the length of one is expressed in one density and one strain. Draw the wavelength of one wave on a longitudinal wave consisting of one density and one strain. Okay, I will explain characteristic and example of longitudinal wave. Okay, characteristic is the vibration direction is parallel to the direction of propagation. Longitudinal waves are dense and stretchy. Example is sound wave. Okay, I will explain about formulas, vibration, and wave. Now, I will explain the formulas used to solve various problems in vibration and wave. The formula to be given related the period or t, frequency or f, the relationship between period or t, and frequency, and wave velocity or v. Check out the formulas content is transverse wave and longitudinal wave through the discussion below. First is period or t. Period is the time required to make one vibration. Period equation or T is expressed as a comparison of the time, the number of vibration produced. The period wave formula is stated as follows: T as T per n. The information is T is period or second, T is time or second, and in number of vibrations. I will explain frequency. Frequency is the number of vibrations that occur during 1 second. The frequency equation formula if state the ratio between the number of vibrations per unit time. The frequency equation has the inverse relationship with the period equation. The frequency wave formula is okay. I will explain about relationship between frequency and period. Between the frequency equation and period has an inverse relationship, so that between the two equations an equation relationship can be formed. The next is waveform phase formula. In addition to the equation of the frequency formula, the period formula, and the relationship between frequency and period discussed above, there is also an equation that states the wave propagation phase formula. The equation in the wave propagation formula expresses the relationship between wave propagation speed, period or t, or frequency f, and wave length. Okay, I will explain waveform according to intermediary medium. The first is electromagnetic wave. It's the existence of a wave that cannot be needed on medium with medium propagation. For example is visible light, gamma rays, X-rays, infrared, ultraviolet light, radar wave, radio wave, and television wave. The second is mechanical wave. It's the existence of a wave whose propagation can recur a medium trough with intermediaries. Almost everything in a wave is included in a mechanical wave. 3 is wave according to amplitude and pace. The first is stationary wave. It's the existence of a pace change, not the same, and the deep amplitude wave at each point where the wave moves. Second is wave running. It's the existence of a wave with an amplitude in the same pace at each point of the wave. So that all the explanation were from me. If something goes wrong, please forgive. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.